Can a simple soap company grow into a global consumer giant? If you think no, just wait until you hear Unilever's origin story. This is not fiction, far from it. We are giving you a pure and complete history. Now, Unilever is not just a name you see on labels in your kitchen or bathroom. It's a company with a long dynamic history that reflects some of the most important developments in industrialization, global trade and corporate ethics. Born out of necessity, built through innovation, and maintained by the commitment to adapting to changing markets, Unilever has shaped our lives in ways we might not always recognize. Chapter 1. A Soap Revolution. It all began in 1885 with William Haskett Lever. Imagine England in the late 19th century. Poor sanitation, crowded cities, and a growing need for better hygiene. Most people made soap at home, or it was sold in bulk. It wasn't a consumer-friendly product, and hygiene was still seen as a luxury for the wealthy. Lever saw an opportunity. Working with his brother James, he created Lever Brothers and set out to make soap something that every household can afford. He didn't just want to make soap, he wanted to brand and market it. A very new concept at the time. Their first product, Sunlight Soap, wasn't just a soap, it was an idea that hygiene could improve lives. Lever was also a bit of a social visionary. Unlike many industrialists of the time, he cared deeply about his employees' welfare. He built Port Sunlight, a model village and decent housing, schools and even a hospital for his workers. His philosophy wasn't just about profit, it was about responsibility, a theme that would echo throughout Unilever's history. But why soap? It wasn't just about cleanliness. Soap was a product with massive potential because it was made from fats, and as Lever soon discovered, fat was key to many industries. Chapter 2. Margarine Mania in the Netherlands. While Lever was busy revolutionizing soap in the UK, over in the Netherlands, another revolution was taking place, this one in the world of food. Butter was expensive, and in the late 19th century, many people couldn't afford it. Enter margarine, a cheap and effective butter substitute that was developed in France but became a big hit in the Netherlands. Two companies, Jurgen and Van den Berg, were pioneers in margarine production. Starting in the 1870s, they perfected the process of making margarine from vegetable oils, and soon their businesses were thriving. The connection to soap, you guessed it, both products relied heavily on fats and oils. While the source of fat differed, the industries were strikingly similar. Chapter 3. The 1929 merger. Unilever is born. Fast forward to 1929, Europe is still reeling from the effects of World War I, and the world is about to plunge into the Great Depression. Both Lever Brothers and the margarine companies were thriving, but the global economy was changing. To secure the fats and oils they both needed, and to expand into new markets, the companies decided to merge, and so Unilever was born. What made this merger unique wasn't just its scale, it was one of the largest of its time, and the way it was structured. Instead of merging fully into one company, Lever Brothers and Margarine Uni operated as a dual entity structure, Unilever plc in the UK and Unilever NV in the Netherlands. This allowed them to avoid heavy taxes and operate efficiently across both countries' legal and economic systems. But let's pause for a second and ask, what makes a company like Unilever so successful? Part of it is the diversity of its products. Instead of relying on just one or two items, Unilever was able to expand into a wide variety of markets, from food and beverages to personal care products. This meant that even during economic downturns, people still needed essentials like soap and margarine, making Unilever resilient. Chapter 4. Time for expansion. Once the merger was complete, Unilever hit the ground running. They expanded their product portfolio beyond just soap and margarine, entering markets that ranged from ice cream to cleaning products. One of their first big moves was the introduction of Draft, the world's first synthetic laundry detergent, in the 1930s. It was an innovation that would change household cleaning forever. Unilever also started acquiring other companies to solidify its position. For instance, in 1937, they purchased Lipton, a brand connected with tea around the world. In the years that followed, Unilever's ice cream empire grew as they acquired brands like Vons and Good Humor. Today, if you're enjoying a Ben & Jerry's pint or a Magnum bar, you're tasting Unilever's legacy. By the time World War II ended, Unilever had transformed into a true global giant, with operations in nearly every corner of the world. Chapter 5. Global Domination. Alright, let's talk about ice cream for a moment because this is where Unilever really started to get creative. In 1922, Lever Brothers brought Waltz, a company that initially made sausages but decided to produce ice cream during the summer months when meat sales were slow. Fortunately, the idea took off, and soon Waltz became one of the leading ice cream brands in the UK. But Unilever didn't stop there. In the following decades, they continued to buy ice cream brands around the world, including Good Humor in the US and later Ben & Jerry's. At the same time, Unilever was expanding into personal care products. In the 1980s, they launched Axe or Lynx, as it's known in some markets, a line of men's grooming products that became hugely popular with younger men thanks to its bold marketing campaigns. It's amazing, isn't it? How diverse has Unilever's portfolio become? Think about it. One company is reasonable for your ice cream, your soap, your tea, and even your deodorant. You could easily go through your entire day using nothing but Unilever products without even realizing it. Chapter 6. Over the Rocks. Now let's get into the more complicated side of Unilever's story. Being a global powerhouse isn't without its challenges, and Unilever has faced its fair share of controversies. One of the biggest has been its use of palm oil, an ingredient found in many of its products. Palm oil production is notorious for contributing to deforestation, particularly in Southeast Asia. You see, Unilever was one of the largest consumers of palm oil, and environmental groups quickly called them out for the role they played in destroying rainforests. In response, Unilever made a commitment to change. Under the leadership of CEO Paul Polman, who took the role in 2009, the company launched the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan. Polman's vision was to halve the company's environmental footprint by 2020 while still growing its business. They pledged to source 100% sustainable palm oil and reduce their overall waste, water and carbon emissions. And by 2012, Unilever was already reporting significant progress, including reducing greenhouse gas emissions and sending less waste to landfills. But the question remains, can a company this big truly be sustainable, with over 2 billion people using Unilever products every day? It's a monumental challenge. Some critics argue that while Unilever is making progress, the scale of its operations make it difficult to completely eliminate its negative impact on the environment. Chapter 7. The Glory. Today, Unilever is a household name in almost every country in the world, but it's more than just a business. One of the company's standout moments in recent years has been Dove's campaign for Real Beauty, which was launched in 2004. Unlike traditional beauty ads that often portray unrealistic standards, Dove's campaign was all about body positivity and self-acceptance. It challenged stereotypes and showed that beauty comes in all shapes, sizes and ages. Similarly, Unilever's acquisition of Ben & Jerry's in 2000 was a strategic move that allowed the company to expand its ice cream empire while maintaining Ben & Jerry's unique brand identity. Will you think about its origins? Comment down your thoughts with a mission of your own. If this story recharged your inspiration levels, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. With another absolutely thrilling story, we'll be seeing you soon.